Dear children, next we can learn what is a relative pronoun. A relative pronoun works as a connector between two clauses. It introduces a relative clause. Relative pronouns are that, which, who, whom, whose. So, dear children, in your textbook, in simple words, what is a relative pronoun? We can say that relative pronouns are used to refer or relate to a noun used earlier in the sentence. Relative means relationship, showing relation. Relative pronouns are used to relate to a noun which is used earlier in the sentence. So, the examples of relative pronouns are that, which, who, whom, whose, which are used in between the sentence. Not as a beginning, but in between the sentence are known as relative pronouns. The examples: the table which sits in the hallway is used for correspondence. The car that crashed into the wall was blue. This is a woman whose key you found. So, dear children, you have noticed the highlighted words are which, that, whose, and so in front of that there will be a noun which is already referring in the sentence. So, dear children, the table is a noun and the word which is a relative pronoun. The word which is used to refer to the noun which is used earlier in the sentence. So, the table is a noun. Next, the car that crashed into the wall was blue. Here in the sentence, the word that is a relative pronoun and the car is a noun which is used earlier in the sentence. This is the woman whose key you found. Here in this sentence, the word whose is a relative pronoun and the woman is a noun which is referred or used earlier in the sentence. Robert is a king who rules the 7 kingdoms. Here in this sentence, the word who is a relative pronoun. It is used to refer the word king. The word king is a noun which is used earlier in the sentence. The 7 kingdoms which are ruled by different houses answers to him. Here in the sentence, the word which is a relative pronoun and it refers to the 7 kingdoms. 7 kingdoms is a noun. Robert only trusts Ned, who is a friend of him. Here in this sentence, Ned is the name of the person and the word who is referring to the person Ned. Robert only trusts Ned, who is a friend of him. Ned is the governor of the kingdom, which is vast. Here in the sentence, the word which is a relative pronoun. It refers to the kingdom. Let's watch a video on relative pronouns. Now let's start doing the exercises. Tick the correct relative pronouns in the brackets. The keys in bracket that or who I had left on the table are missing. The keys that or who, what we have to use? The keys that, because keys are inanimate objects which is not having life, so we can use that. That the keys that I had left on the table are missing. The person which or whom you need to see is on leave for a week. So here we are talking about the person, right? The person is a noun. So we can use the person whom you need to see. is on leave for a week. The sports person whom or which I admire the most is Sania Mirza. So we have to use the word whom. The sports person whom I admire the most is Sania Mirza. So here the sports person is a lively person. So it's a lively thing, lively being. So we have to use whom. The man who or which I spoke to said Alka was not at home. So here the man who or which. So it's talking about the man. So it's a living thing. So we can use the word who. The man whose I spoke to said Alka was not at home. The hotel in which or that we stayed was wonderful. The hotel is talking about the lifeless object. So we can say which. The hotel which we stayed was wonderful. The toy which or who Ishan asked for is sold out. The toy is actually inanimate object, so we can use the word which. The rest of the exercise you have to do by yourself. Please do it fast. Dear children, these are the answers. You can check your answers now. Now let's start. What is a confusing pronoun? Sometimes the use of pronouns and I and me can be confusing, right? Sometimes we use the word I and me, but in a confused way. For example, Rega and I went to the fair. Rega and me went to the fair. We have more tendency to use the word Rega and me as an objective form, but it should be, the correct answer is the first one. Rega and I went to the fair. How do we know which sentence is correct? Let's divide the sentence into two shorter sentences. So how do we know which sentence is correct? So let's see, divide the sentence into two parts. So Rekha went to the fair, I went to the fair. So we have divided into two shorter sentences. And let's see, Rekha went to the fair, me went to the fair. Rekha went to the fair, me went to the fair is wrong answer. The same rule can be used with she and her, him and he, they and them, us and me. Example, Mummy gave him and me a chocolate. Mummy gave he and me a chocolate. That is wrong. So now let's do the exercises. Granny likes to walk in the park. I often go with dash. So the question is filling the blanks with suitable pronouns. Granny likes to walk in the park. I often go with her. Rima has a toothache. Could you take dash to the dentist tomorrow? The answer is, could you take her? Rima is a lady, so we can use the word her. My twin and dash don't look at all alike. Here, my twin and I don't look at all alike. My cousins from Puducherry are visiting dash. So it is coming as an objective form. My cousins from Puducherry are visiting us. My friends and dash look after the stray dogs in the colony. My friends, talking about the plural, right? So my friends and I look after the stray dogs in the colony. Vrinda and dash are planning to go for the camping trip. Vrinda and I. Sixth question also I. Rohit dash often play badminton together and I are very competitive. Rohit and I often play badminton together. He and I are very competitive. So like that you can do the exercise number 9, 10 and 11 and the remaining exercises also. The answers are here. You can check your answers. These are the remaining exercises that you can do. I will help you with 15 and 16. John and Mary are visiting us from Australia. Dash will stay with Dash for a week. John and Mary are visiting us from Australia. Dash will stay with Dash for a week. So the answer is they. First answer is they. John and Mary are visiting us from Australia. They will stay with us for a week. I love this photograph of our family. Dash all look so happy in. So the answer is I love this photograph of our family. So we have to use the word we. We all look so happy in it. So thank you children. These are the answers. You can copy down into the textbook itself, grammar textbook itself.